How are you doing? I'm Martin from Gardens for Life. In this video we're going to talk about the aftermath of that storm. Today is Sunday and we have the next storm coming in already. Luckily we have a generator so we can edit a video and upload it. Whoa! It's still a bit windy out here. The storm has just passed. Well, the greenhouse is still here, yay! Well, that's the end of that plastic. That is massive. It's alright, we'll cut it up one of these days. Well, looks like we've lost a lilac tree. Oh, that's always unfortunate. This thing always falls over. And looks like the gate has fallen out. You're waiting to get out, aren't you? We've been using this little generator here and keeping all of our batteries topped up. It does the job. Well, there's the aftermath, and this is Sunday morning now, so it's like 48 hours later, maybe even 55 hours after the storm really hit. And look at that, we're still looking at a fair amount of ESB outages. Look, when I zoom out again, look at that. By Jesus. Well, the worst thing that happened around Roscommon in the Midlands is a good few trees had fallen down. Some buildings were damaged a little as well. One of the petrol stations in Roscommon lost the roof and it blew across the road. I will probably make a separate video just on generators and backup power as well. We're running the lights in our house off a battery now and an inverter to improve on that system. So this is today's weather, and that's the storm coming in. Let me show you here. That's the next storm coming in, and I don't think it's going to hit Ireland head on. It's going to hit the very south of Ireland actually. So this is today. This is gusts. So let's see here. Bantry's going to get a bit of a battering, and Wexford actually. Funny enough, that storm is curling in. So 100 kilometers there. It's not too bad. Not as bad as the last one. And look at that, there's another one coming in now. Jesus, is there any end to it at all? Stormy season, boys. It's the same thing every year. We're better prepared every time it happens. Jacob, what was the best part of the storm for you?
The neighborhood barbecue.
We managed to have a barbecue, even though it's freezing. We used a diesel heater and a gas heater, and people came over and charged all of their devices as well. We set up a little charge station. On to the video. Look at the size of this tree. That's a big old hawthorn tree. I'd say it must be at least 100 years old. And it has fallen. In general, we're quite sad when a tree falls down. But short term, we might get some firewood out of it in a year or two after drying it, seasoning it properly. But unfortunately, long term, we lose all that shelter the tree provided. The chickens were fine. They didn't go flying it during the storm, the coops themselves. And out here in the back garden, no damage at all except for an old branch that has fallen off a tree. But in general, this garden is fine. The willows at the other garden haven't fallen down either, just the one tree. I'll show you the other garden towards the end of this video as well. Are you alright? Check it out. Our hedge through the studio has fallen, unfortunately. It looks like we've lost half of our arch here. That's an awful shame. And look at this. Jesus. Look. The trees have been uprooted. Luckily, our studio is still here. It hasn't moved. That's great. Thankfully. That definitely looks a little more open over there. Definitely a big tree has fallen over in that direction. Let's take a look at this. Whoa, that's a big tree that has fallen here. Wow. Let's take a look at this. Whoa. Look at that. That is massive. And look at that. I hope none of the sheep got buried under that tree. We'll have to cut that up when my back is better. In the last storm, Dara, in December, a couple of these comms poles actually, the telephone poles actually fell down. Whoa, I can walk down the hill without any effort because the wind is pushing me. Well, look at that. Ah, it's a shame to lose that tree now. That was nice for shelter as well. Take a look at that. That's the tree from earlier, the one with the giant trunk. It's alright, we'll cut it up one of these days, and unfortunately we'll give the neighbour a hand fixing the fence as well. The old greenhouse is still here, sort of strategically located behind all the buildings and the forest. We'll take a look over this way. The trampoline is still here. Jacob will be delighted now. Now the chicken coops are still here. I'm going to let them out in a minute. Take a look at that. The tree has split. For those of you who don't remember, I put up a video some years ago just of this tree, which also split in a different place, and I made a little video about it. I might actually upload it onto our homesteading channel. So before that falls on top of someone, we'll take it down in a controlled manner, probably with a winch, ideally. Other than that, we seem to have not sustained any damage, thankfully. Thank God the chickens didn't go flying it. Yeah, you're waiting to get out, aren't you? I'll sort you out now. I can't wait to install the automatic chicken door that we've been sent by Vivor. Going to make a video about it, but for now, hello, how are you doing? I know it's fierce windy. What do you think, Levi? Huh? He's my independent consultant. Are you keeping an eye on things? Good man. Let's take a look at the front garden and see what the damage is. Actually, I did notice that there was actually a tree down behind in the back of the land here as well. We should actually take a look at that. See what it looks like. That tree has split once again. Look at that. That's a shame. We don't like losing trees because trees are shelter. We don't cut down trees on our land because we prefer having the shelter than the firewood. Look at that. Wow. It was already kind of going rotten there in the split. That's a bit of firewood there. What kind of tree is that? That hawthorn. Yeah. Oh no, our elder tree has fallen too. That'll still go again though. We don't have to dig it up, or we don't have to cut it. Look how the root bale has actually, excuse me Levi, look how the root bale has come up. But I know with elders you can cut it back that way and then it'll come back again on this side here. Jesus, look at this ridge line here. We were doing a bit of bushcraft here at the back of the land. Wow, that is a lot of wood. Yeah. The benefits of getting the firewood from a tree that has fallen are short-lived. We would prefer to have the shelter long-term instead. Just need to grow more trees. Uh-oh, I left a branch cutter out. Better put that in the shed. No damage to any of the buildings as far as I can see. So I'm going to try and run our lights in the house off this 250 watt inverter by Victron. And this battery here is a lithium iron phosphate battery. So it should run the lights in the house for at least 10 hours. Going to keep it topped up with this while the generator is running as well. Let's see how it goes. So we've always got lights even when the generator is not running. Well, looks like we've lost a lilac tree. Oh, that's always unfortunate. I really hate to lose trees like that because they've been here for 50 years and they've provided us with shelter from the southeast. Still quite windy here. This is about 8:30 in the morning, I think. Guess we'll have to cut that before we can drive out again. Now, come on dogs. Sit. Good. Stay. Stay. Come. Very good dogs. No damage here except for one of these willows. Oh, look at that bench has fallen. Even though it's quite sheltered here in the front. But look at that, the rose bush has been blown over a bit. That's alright, we'll cut it back. We'll use the offcuts for cuttings. Where thankfully these monkey puzzle trees haven't been blown down. They're 60 or 70 years old now. And I don't know, but they might actually reach to the house as well. Looks like the house has not sustained any damage, or the porch, which we're thankful for. Remember that tree the other day I showed you in my willow video? Still here. They definitely provided us with a little bit of shelter from the southwest. All these trees here definitely block the wind and slow it down a bit. Oh, our Christmas tree got blown over. We've had to replace our Christmas tree with another potted one. We used the old one for 6 years, and this one came from a garden centre because Aldi didn't have any. So it's nice though. Hopefully it'll last us another 6 years. I can't wait to go up the road to see what the big garden is like. I suspect some of the willows probably have fallen. That's our driveway now. You can see it's well camouflaged. Don't think the car would quite fit underneath. Nothing much here. I think we're down to about 60 or 70 kilometers sustained winds. And take a look at this mirror. It's definitely not great. It's not great. We'll go up the road once we clear the driveway. We'll show you later. First priority now, I think we'll just get the power going and the lights in the house. Give the family all the old modern comforts, although it's always nice to have time with cards and candles sometimes, especially in the evening time when the power is out. It'd be handy to have a bit of internet now too, just to be able to check on the ESB map as well. Not even when they think the power is going to be back. I'm not expecting to get power back for a few days anyway, because I'm sure they'll be flat out anyway. But mainly just to see what the extent of the damage is. Well, this is the next day after the storm, and it looks like it does every day. One of the willow trees is down. Well, we'll take cuttings off it anyway. And main thing is the greenhouse is still here. Couldn't believe it. None of these other willows actually had fallen. Even though we lost a few fairly big trees at the house. Look at that, the garden looks untouched. A little bit of plastic and a couple of buckets being blown around, but other than that, no big deal at all. Look at that. That's the piece of wood I put across. This is not the south side though, where the wind was coming from. Let's take a look at the other side and let's see how it did. Well, the greenhouse is still here, yay! No bother at all. What do you think?
Pots and trays flying around the place.
That's normal. That's no big deal. What do you think of the door? Still here?
Yeah, it's amazing, but
You won't be able to get in there now. We'll just have a look and we'll go home again. There you go, no damage. Thankfully. Not so bad. No biggin. The main thing after a storm like this, well, not having wind damage is one thing. Dealing with trees that have fallen, at least the ones that are in the way. But the other thing is obviously the power outage, which is no big deal if you have a generator, and hopefully some batteries that you can charge off of the generator so you don't have to run the generator all the time. But anyway, that concludes the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you the next time. Bye bye.
bye-bye.
The gate always gets pushed open by the wind no matter what you do.